Hey everyone, welcome to Crow's Kitchen. Let me balance this thing out better. Okay, hey, today's lesson, and this is lesson number 1, is going to be Mise Plus. I'm out in nature, best place to teach people in my opinion, because back in ancient Greece, back in ancient Rome, this is what they used to do. They used to teach you out in the middle of like a forum, or at least like a beautiful location, so that you would be at ease and the teacher would be able to actually speak and you would actually understand. So today's lesson is mise en place, as I said. Mise en place means basically put in place, everything in its place. So the reason why you want to do this for cooking, and I mean this sincerely, is that you want to do this because it will give you, necklace up, but it's going to give you like a chance to have a clear mind, clear health of body and mind. So when you do this, you are essentially making your life a lot easier. You're putting stuff right where you need it to be. And you're not running around like a chicken with his head cut off, like trying to figure out where this goes and where that goes. It's essentially a lot easier. So to achieve this, first, read your recipe ahead of time. You have no idea how much this will help until you try, because I will tell you from personal experience of someone that has done both sides, I prefer reading it ahead of time, because this way I'm prepared, this way I know what I'm doing, and it's not a headache-inducing nightmare. Next part, you want to check the items off the ingredient list. You want to make sure when you go to the grocery store, you have a list of what you need. And when you get that item, just check mark it off. Make sure it's like easily recognizable and you know exactly you got it. So it's one less headache on you and you can feel a lot more at ease. Next, prep and measure your items. Always do this, because even if you have to do it a day before, and I suggest you do this a day before, you prep everything, because the day you cook, the less you have to do, the less hectic and less messed up this will actually be. So take Chef Chris's advice. It's a lot better if you just do it a day ahead, or you prepare what you need to do like as many days ahead of time you need. Like if it's ramen, if you're doing proper ramen, it's like 2 to 3 days of like actual prep and cook time together, because oh god, I almost forgot the name. I'm really sorry. This is early in the morning, so dashi, there we go, the dashi. If you're doing proper dashi, you want to make sure that's actually prepared ahead of time, and when it's time to cook with it, cook with it, you will be able to do everything you need to do, and it will not eat up your whole entire day or so of just doing that one thing. So, number 4, organize your prepped items. You want to make sure that vegetables are with vegetables, meats are with meats, poultry is with poultry, and there's a reason why you want to separate poultry and meats. Literally everything you have, you want to make sure it's separate, and you want to make sure it's in an area like let's say over here, you want to make sure like it's what's going to cook the longest to what's going to cook the shortest amount of time. You want to make sure that you basically start cooking things in an orderly fashion. That's also Mise en place. Because when you're actually cooking meats take generally a long time to, like, really do. Unless it's fish, and I will, like, different meats have different times. So, if you have, like, let's say poultry, it's going to take, about midway, probably, versus, like, meats, which are, like, red meats. Like, let's say you're cooking beef. That's a good one. That's a good example. Beef might take a lot longer, will take a lot longer than poultry, and in vice, and also in other words, fish takes extremely quick. Sorry about that. That was gross. But yes, fish you want dead last. That is the absolute greatest tip I can give you as a chef, as a cook. Do not cook your fish right away. You want to wait for that sucker to be the last thing you want to put in the pan, and you want to make sure that is flaky and beautiful, not solid and horrible. Poultry, depending on it. Like, if it's duck, you want a pink. If you have chicken and it's a little pink, a little tiny little bit pink, it's probably at 165, and that's really good. That is what you want as an ideal temperature for chicken. And chicken at 165 will be a little pink. So do not be afraid. Do not be, like, scared that, crap, this is undercooked. No, it's not. Yes, and, like, different meats also have different temperatures, so you really have to kind of, like, gauge your temperature, and you have to gauge exactly how long it takes. That's also part of this, but that's why you prep ahead of time, because this way you can actually know what's actually going on. So, the fifth and the most important part, and I stress this a lot, because I know by example this works. Clean as you go. Do not wait for the last second to clean all your dishes. You do not want to do that. It's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare, and I mean this with all passion. Please, please, please clean as you go. And yes, you want to prepare your, quintessentially, organize your stations, because you get to prepare your food in the best way and have your tools ready and clean when you're ready. Oh, another one tip. Do not use the same knife to cut your meat as you cut your vegetables unless you clean that knife, because you do not want to cross-contaminate anything. Cross-contamination is the enemy of all people. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera. But yeah, you want to make sure everything is, like, clean, and you don't want to cross-contaminate. Let's just say, like, you have friends over. Let's say you have friends over, and, like, your friends are vegetarians and you're not. Well, let's say you're preparing food that isn't vegetarian but also vegetarian. You want to mise en place yourself so that you do not cross any of their food with your food. You don't want to, like, actually cross-contaminate their food, because that could make them either A, ill, or B, like uneasy. Like, you really, like, you don't want to do stuff. You don't know what their allergies are. So, be safe on that. Because playing ahead of time, you're less frazzled. And frazzled means you're going batshit crazy in the kitchen. You don't want to be that kind of way when you're basically making sure that you're doing stuff right. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, less stress, the better. Sorry, I'm like reading off notes because I can't remember everything. That's me as a person. It's not you. There you go. That's basically what I'm looking at. But, yeah, it's, let's see. No, I literally said it all, right? Yes, I did. Basically, keep everything organized, and you'll never be disappointed. And I mean this. So, please follow Mise on Pause. And if you really want to look up the actual thing, and I'll spell this out for you, is MISE space EN space PLACE. It's French. It's a French term. But it's actually probably the most important part of cooking. And I mean and stress this a lot. Please, please do this, because you will be thanking everything under the sun and even more for doing this. So, thanks for tuning in to the first lesson of Crow's Kitchen. Pleasure. Have a good one. I'm sorry about it earlier, but yeah, weather hasn't been good in New Jersey much. Bye.